In 2025, there are few things that are as important as your web presence. It is one of the first things that potential customers are going to see, and you have about 3 seconds to convince that customer to stay. But if you're a small business owner, you're probably operating lean and you're hesitant to hire a expensive expert. More often than not, you're going to be DIYing your website, which is fine, but there is now a better way to do that. Today I'm going to show you how to design a website that actually converts step by step using AI. As someone who has designed dozens of websites for small businesses and startups, one thing that a lot of business owners don't realize is that the website should be a living and breathing thing. So you're not going to design it once and then set it and forget it. You will design it, have a first version of it to publish, get user feedback using heat maps and analytics to understand what are the pain points on your website that aren't leading to conversion for whatever reason. You can now use AI to take those learnings and then feed it back into a tool like this to improve conversion moving forward. So instead of spending months perfecting a website, AI tools like this allow you to be super iterative and take action and publish a site so that you could get learnings. All too often, people are using their guts to design, and that's just not going to work. To give an example of that, I am going to be roasting a website that I have designed in the past. Basically, before I knew any better and before I had the ability to leverage these AI tools. And so this website is for my parents' wholesale business. They have a small business selling these beautiful water fountains. And although this website may be visually appealing, it's not optimized for conversion, and it definitely needs an update. So this is the tool we'll be using. It's called V0 by Vercel. You can access it by going to v0.dev, and this is the free plan. So you can have a paid plan, but I've been able to get by with just the free plan. Although you do have to be conservative with your prompts, so just make sure every time you chat, you are using a very intentionally structured prompt. So I've queued up a prompt for this particular redesign, and I'm going to also put it in the description in case you want to see it and use it yourself. I'll put a few prompt templates in the description, but the key here is to use the existing site as a reference. So I just went and grabbed the URL and I'm going to say redesign this site. And I'm going to paste in that link and then we'll run it. It says down here, it says V0 is thinking. And when I put in that prompt, when I put in the URL, what it's doing is just taking screenshots that URL. So it's not reading the code or anything, it's just taking screenshots so it knows what it looks like visually. Using that as a reference. So now what it's doing is it is writing code based on what it thinks should be best practices that I put, and it is creating the front end for us. And eventually, once it's done, we'll be able to preview it. You can even see that it's putting in some icons. Only will take a couple of minutes. Okay, this is not perfect, but it's going to give us an idea of how this should be structured so that it's more user-friendly and again optimized for conversion. So we can toggle between both sites. Oh, I'm seeing it actually took a screenshot and it's using that screenshot as the placeholder image for this hero section. It went ahead and improved what it thinks should be the hero. It added this for credibility. This is great. So instead of where it just says 2024 catalog as the call to action, that doesn't indicate that you download that, and that is really what's happening. See, it says download 2024 catalog, and here it's making a mistake, but you can go correct that in the chat. Submit wholesale and inquiry is the second call to action. Right now that it's all white, but top you can see it added in different menu links. It provided a wholesale login, which, that's a good thought if I wanted to add a gated area so that people can view pricing possibly, or can access some sort of account. And then here to what I have in my original website, it's giving a better overview. So ideally people would read this, but honestly, I think it's even that short little thing is a little bit too text heavy, and the icons help break all of this up. So I do think that this is a better design. And yeah, okay, this is great too. Right on the landing page, it has basically the top sellers is what I would guess. And then it has a call to action form of my newsletter form that we don't even send out newsletters. So we even have a better footer with quick links, contact, newsletter. I have done this and designed this myself. It would have taken me quite a while to get to where this is. And I'm not saying it's perfect, that this is the final iteration I'll go with, but I can already understand the differences in how this is a higher converting website. So now you might be wondering how you actually implement this now that you have designed to follow. And my particular website that I'm showing here was built on Squarespace. And so you can go back to Squarespace, and now that you have this visual reference, it will be a lot faster to build out using the drag and drop builder on Squarespace to basically mirror design flow. Personally, I think I will probably switch off of Squarespace, build this out using other AI tools, which I have other videos on too, but I think lovable.dev would be a great site to build and then host this website on. And I think overall it'll be cheaper than Squarespace, and then also a lot easier to manage the different iterations. So although there are a million different design tweaks that I think I can make to this, I'm going to say questions, clarity, to help you improve this design. I'm asking this is because V0 will now ask me a series of questions didn't already have context about. So I can't assume that it has all the information I know about this business. And so if I provide it more information, it will be able to improve and tailor site based on that information. So these are great questions that I didn't really realize that I should have provided this kind of context up front, like specific bamboo fountain collections. Yes, we do. So I'll quickly answer these questions. It was asking me some very thought-provoking questions that will dictate the website design, like, do I need a password-protected wholesale catalog? Or do I have a minimum order quantity for wholesale partners? So all of this will now influence the design of the website. I didn't even answer all of the questions because I accidentally hit enter, but let's see what it does for the redesign. One thing I did add is it asked me if I wanted any specific photos to put in. And while I do, I don't want to go get them right now, just for purposes of this demo. So I said use unsplash images for now, which are free stock photos as placeholders. Okay, so I see it looks really different. Bamboo water features. Handcrafted bamboo fountains bringing tranquility to spaces since 1997. And then a picture of a safari. Not quite on brand. A photo of Japan. I mean, these are Japanese spouts, but it's taking it a little bit too literally. You can see it really deviated. Why is there a printer? It really deviated from the old design that I had in Squarespace. There's parts I'll pick and choose from this. Really off base right now because of photos that it chose, but that's also kind of on me for saying, hey, just pick some unsplash photos. But I do like what it's done, although it didn't remember from the last version of the details, like the icons that it created. And so I think I want to revert back. If I did want to keep from here, I could take screenshots. I'm going to say view previous version. Yeah. And I would now approach this is consider all of the questions it asked and only make small incremental changes by asking things like implement a new section for the different bamboo fountain collections instead of erasing all of its previous work and spinning up a new design altogether. I simply just want to add in that section. I hope that this video has taught you something new and inspires you to use AI within your workflow as you're designing your website, especially if you're doing a DIY. Then another way to look at this is that essentially AI is acting as a focus group for you and giving you outside opinion to help make improvements on your existing design for things that you might not have otherwise considered. So you might not take everything that it suggests, but you can also prod and ask, okay, why did you do XYZ? And it might say, well, I put in social proof because customers like to understand how people receive this type of product and what people are saying about this product, as an example. Also remember a few things. This technology only gets better every day. So the version that you're using now is the worst you'll ever use, and your output is only as good as your input. So make sure you are very intentional again with your prompts. I'll put some resources down below if you want some starter prompts or some best practices for building prompts. You'll also get this gamma template that I have here, the information I reviewed on this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.